Jai Bhim, everyone. Myself, Dr. Ajay Kumar, and today is the first day of SARA summer school. And after listening to Professor Malloy in the morning from the Johannesburg, and after a long day session, we would like to hear from our friend and our community student who is doing fantastic in education as well as in international relations as well. So I would like to welcome Mr. Jai Bharat Choudhary, and thank you, Mr. Jai, for agreeing to uh, give this talk and share your story. So Mr. Jai is a first generation uh, college student, and he got fellowship to do masters in University of Edinburgh. And recently he also nominated by University of Edinburgh to represent the university in Germany at a counseling type of session, like which is
Yeah.
related to
It's
elections.
an international conference.
International conference,
Yeah.
right? So he represented University of Edinburgh in Germany, right? So, and we are very interested, and all our Bhujan participants who are here, they're interested to listen from you, to hear from you, why you choose the data science as a field and how difficult or easy or aspiring it is for you, and share your whole story with us so that, we can find our yes, no, pros and cons about to do or not to do about the data science, right? So with this, Mr. Jai, we welcome you, and please, yeah.
Thank you so much, Ajay sir, for such a wonderful introduction. First of all, Jai Bhim to all the future data scientists from our community. I feel privileged to be here and talk, and most importantly, meet the young minds from our community. Uh, Ajay sir, should I keep it bilingual or should
No
it be
better,
in?
no
Okay.
better if we keep in English.
Okay.
In
Thank
English.
you so much. So it's my privilege to meet young minds and yeah. So but before I move forward to talk about my own journey, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the organizers of this talk, SARA Institute, which is Savitribai Ramai Institute of Data Science. A special thanks to Dr. Ajay Koli sir and for inviting me to present and give a talk for all the future data scientists. Um, I remember I was called before as well, but unfortunately we couldn't deliver the lecture. I mean the talk due to some things. But yeah, I feel privileged and yeah. So what I want to say is this talk was very awaited, and I was very inclined to give this talk just because of the fact that I'm going to meet many students who will be um, doing what I did. So I think I have that experience that I can share with all the students. And yeah, thank you so much for having me. And also thanks to Dr. Kiran Koli. I mean, I've seen uh, both of you struggling to get students, finding them, and going to the villages to meet the students from our community, and that is noticed. And I want to thank both of you for doing this wonderful and novel work of educating the community. And the work that SARA Institute is doing is indeed a noble work. So I have myself observed it many times, and yeah. So for the next 35 minutes, probably 35 minutes, I will be sharing my story, and as well as I will be talking about why it is important for us as a community to learn data science. Um, So first of all, I'll start with my own journey. I'll tell you a bit about my background. My name is Jai Bharat Choudhary, and I'm currently doing my master's in the University of Edinburgh, which is in Scotland, comes in UK. Um, so I'm doing my master's in data inequality and society. So it's like an encapsulation of data science with social inequality. So I've always had this interest of learning or using data science for social good. So that was the main reason why I chose that this course. um, Apart from that, as said by Dr. Ajay sir, I will be representing the University of Edinburgh for this year's Una Europa Student Congress, which is nothing but an alliation. It's like a group of about 12 to 13 European universities where they sit and design policies for making these universities more inclusive and diverse. So I will be representing along with a few colleagues from my university. At the same time, I also won this year's student award, which is for my contribution on for the marginalized caste communities in India. And yeah, I feel privileged that I got this opportunity to share my experience with all of you. I hope my story will be uh, will be and I mean, will be a story that could inspire you. uh, so yeah, my father is a driver. He still drives. He drives a truck. And my mother is a homemaker. I have a sister. She's also doing her MBA in Nagpur. So I'm basically from the central Maharashtra region near Nagpur. I live near Nagpur called Chandrapur. um, so so living in a rural area and not getting someone's guidance to get education to do something that I wanted to do, I feel like um, these initiatives like SARA Institute and many other non-profit organizations that are doing work in the field of education equality. So I feel like they are acting as a catalyst, and they are trying their level best to 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 accomplish the aim of Dr. Ambedkar, which is nothing but educate, agitate, and organize. So I have never had this opportunity of learning data science from someone like Dr. Ajay Koli sir. So first of all, it's your privilege, I would say. So it's your privilege that you're getting to learn data science from someone who has this vast amount of knowledge in the field. Um, so yeah, I was below average student in my 10th standard. You won't believe I got 58 percentage, and my father and mother, they were all thinking that we'll send him, I mean me, to study in Hyderabad and pursue to study and prepare for IIT JEE. So I went there, and something happened that changed my life, and that's nothing but reading Ambedkar. So I started reading Ambedkar, Phule, and Periyar when I was in South India for 2 years. I also learned their languages. So it was very inspiring and very touching to read the history that no one ever told us. I mean, the area where I have been born and brought up in is a slum. So only Dalits and Muslims live there. So growing up in that field and then going to a place, an urban place like Hyderabad, and learning about Dr. Ambedkar inspired and instilled in me a passion for something that I never ever thought of, like doing something for community. So I had this conception in my mind before getting into my undergrad studies. So just because of the fact that I had selected maths, physics, and chemistry in my 12th standard, I had no other option than selecting computer science. So it was what we can say, it was out of no choice that I had to choose computer science. So I got into a decent college in for my undergrad studies. I did my computer science and engineering there. So in my 12th standard, I forgot to mention that I got 90 percentage, and my parents were very happy that I got that, because they were not expecting. They were just expecting me to pass the examination, and come to the town and work and help them to get some finances and run the family. That's what my parents had um, as their visions. So after getting into undergrad studies, I started learning more about computer science, and at the same time, my reading and my passion for learning social inequality was always there. So I used to learn C programming, and at the same time, I used to read Waiting for a Visa, which is nothing but the autobiography of Dr. Ambedkar. So that's how I grew up. I did my undergrad studies, and then in 2019, I started a non-profit organization just like SARA Institute. But I don't want to talk about that here. We can talk about that later as well, because that's what it is in the interest of time. But um so yeah, after my undergrad studies, I focused on two subjects. I focused majorly on data science, just because of the fact that I wanted to become financially independent. And it was in 2020. Yes, 2020. So then I started applying for jobs. So it was a bit difficult because of the fact that I had done my entire education except the engineering in Marathi and semi English medium. So it was very difficult for me to learn English skills and all the other skills on my own, because as a community we have never had this capital, the literal capital, the capital of having educated parents, the capital of having connections, those who can guide us. So it has been a bit difficult journey for me. So I got into a very nice organization in Delhi. It was in Gurgaon. So in 2021, I worked there for 1.5 year, and and after after 1.5 year, I realized that um, that I want to learn more, because of the fact that I was being limited, and data science is something which has and which demands a consistent learning from you. So so I think that's the fact about data science. So you have to keep on learning new things. So if you have this passion of learning new things, is when you would enjoy data science as a journey. So after my after working there for 1.5 years, I start and at the same time I was also teaching spoken English to other kids from Maharashtra. So what I did is I started exploring new things and the things out of my scope. So I started searching for how I can learn data science and at the same time social inequality. So I figure out that there is a university called the University of Edinburgh, which is ranked 15th globally. So it is very difficult, but let me just give it a try. So I applied for it, and fortunately, I'm here. Uh, so yeah, after so that was how my journey has been. Uh, and yes, I this year I got for the work that I did in back in India. I got student award for the year, and as well as I was selected to represent the university in Berlin, Germany, which will be happening in September this year. So my idea, I will just give you a bit of idea what I will be doing in that conference, is that I will be talking about reservation in the abroad universities for low caste community people in India, and at the same time the marginalized community section in the world. So So yeah, that's what my aim behind is, to join the conference. So yeah, so that was my story. And let's now move on to the importance of data science. uh, it's it's a huge topic, so I'm thinking of how I can start it. Am I audible to you, Ajay sir? Because I can't see anybody. Just wanted to make sure. Can you hear me, Ajay
Yes,
sir?
yes, yes.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yes,
Oh,
Jay,
thank you.
we can hear you. Actually, we made some arrangement and it is an auditorium. So you are live
Okay.
on a big screen and we all are
Oh,
listening to you very attentively and it's going fantastic, right?
thank you so much. Is
And
there a way I can see audiences so that I can
if you give me a second, I
okay, sure.
just show
Yes,
you
yes,
the
yes.
audience as well.
Yes, yes.
1 minute. So,
Oh, I'm
because,
so sorry. I'm making you to rearrange the things at a sudden.
okay, you can turn on the cameras. Okay, I think students can turn on the cameras. Yeah, you can,
Okay, yeah,
right?
that would be perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, because the speaker get motivation online by seeing the people. Yes,
True.
I agree with you.
Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. I know that technology has improved a lot of things. I mean, literally, it has allowed us to talk in different time zones, but at the same time, yes. Uh, yeah, it would be great if students can turn their cameras on so that we can keep it interactive rather than uh, one way talk.
And also, Jay, I guess
Yes.
one-on-one talking will be difficult because they all are
Yes.
sitting in the same room. So if they
Oh, okay.
unmute at the same time, it will echo. I know. So
Okay.
I hope they will send their messages in the chat, like
Yeah.
questions in the chat,
Yeah. Yeah.
one, and then
That
we
works.
interact in that way. But
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
they,
Yeah.
I
Sounds good.
hope they can on and off. They can keep their videos on so that we
Yeah.
will get
Sure.
continuity with that. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
But don't worry, if any issue, I will immediately call you or I will come to speak to you here.
Okay. 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 No worries. Thank you so much. So yeah. So next question is, why to learn data science as a skill, or as a career to way as a career, as a way to move forward. I think that data science is like is like a new uh, oil in today's digital age. Data science drives all the decision making process happening across almost every sector. And in 2016, I suppose, Smith said that जितना हम डेटा पूरा, मतलब जब से ह्यूमैनिटी स्टार्ट हुई थी तब से हमने मोबाइल आने तक जितना डेटा क्या कहते हैं जनरेट किया था, उतना डेटा हम आज के जमाने में 2 दिन में कर रहे हैं. तो from healthcare to finance, from education to governance, everywhere there is data. So the ability to analyze this much of data and interpret the data can provide insights that can lead to innovation, efficiency, and better solutions to the complex issues at hand. uh, at the same time, we know that that data science can help us to make informed decisions, well-formed decisions. But at the same time, let me give a bit of context what I'm talking about. When I was working in IT sector back in Gurgaon, I was the only one from our community who was in data science. So I was the only one, and I felt very bad about it, that I had to leave the organization. I was like, I mean, they are doing everything. They are celebrating Holi, they are celebrating Diwali, they are doing everything. And my expectations on the birth anniversary of Dr. Ambedkar was to just let the employees know that Dr. Ambedkar has done something for our community and a nation as whole. But upon reaching to the organization and their senior colleagues, I got to know that they can't celebrate any political figures. And I was like, he is not a political figure. He has, I mean, but yeah. So my what I want to mention here is that our representation in IT sector is very less. So I genuinely feel that for too long, marginalized caste communities have been very underrepresented in the fields of technology and data science. So this lacks of this lack of representation can lead to biased algorithm. अभी biased algorithm क्या हो सकता है कि I mean I'm sure that Ajay sir can explain this thing much more good way than what I can, but yeah, मतलब this lack of biased algorithm जो होते हैं ना, मतलब जो automatic हम decisions लेते हैं, they are built on data, and data can be biased because we are not there. So what I want to tell you all is that just because of the underrepresentation, the data and the algorithms can be biased. So, by entering into the field of data science, we can ensure that our perspectives, our experiences, our life stories are also included in the development of technology that shapes our world. Sorry. And at the same time, I guess it was Harvard University in 2019 that declared data science as the number one um, profession. And it is because of the fact that data science is literally everywhere. So I was recently talking to a friend of mine, and she said that her brother is working in Hershey's syrup. Do you know Hershey's syrup? A brand of syrup that produces chocolate, the liquid chocolate. So she is working as a data analyst just to observe where to keep the shelves in a shop. So can you imagine how deep the data science has been? Um, and yeah, so it also has some lucrative career prospects. More importantly, it empowers individuals to make the informed decisions. And for me personally, it has given me an ability to retrospect and question before I say something, before I make a judgment. And that has been built just because of the fact that I learned data science. तो कहना यह है कि मतलब डेटा साइंस सीखते सीखते मैं ये भी सीखा कि मतलब डेटा का कितना महत्व है। और उसने मुझे एक एबिलिटी दी कि मैं खुद से कुछ कुछ भी बोलना या कुछ बोलने से पहले या फिर कुछ कंक्लूजन देने से पहले मैं थोड़ा डेटा को समझ लूँ। तो यही डेटा साइंस है, जस्ट विथ यूजिंग वेरियस टेक्नोलॉजीज। तो आई थिंक with data science skills we can highlight disparity, influence policies. We can create tools that support our community's growth and well-being as well. So I urge all of you to pay attention and become great data scientists, to embrace the field with passion and determination, so that you can use your knowledge to break the barriers and build more inclusive world. uh, I mean, when you enter into the spaces after 10 years, after 15 years, we can see all the celebrations of marginalized community people being celebrated in these institutions as well, in this corporate spaces as well. So yeah, thank you so much. And I think um, if I have yeah, just before starting the talk, Ajay sir said, is was it difficult? uh Indeed, it was difficult. And I think it was difficult because of the fact that it requires you to communicate the data with the stakeholders, and I was given that responsibility when I was working in the IT sector. So what my job was to create a visualization, any visualization, and present it to the stakeholders. So for that you need spoken English skills, so you need your presentation skills, which I did not unfortunately have. So it was difficult, but it is worth mentioning that uh, that's how I enjoyed the process. It was difficult, that's why I made it. And I hope that all of you can also do it. So, a very warm Jai Bhim to all the future data scientists, all the very best. And I just got to know that this is the first day of this batch. So, I feel very privileged to, share this story with all of you. And yes, now I think I'm open to answer the questions you might have.
Yes. Right. All of you can convey your greetings, wishes through chat, and your questions also you can ask through chat. Yeah, because
Jai Bhim, Avichal. Jai Bhim. Please feel free to type down your question.
let's
Hindi में
try
लिखो.
speaking if it is possible. Let's try.
Yes, yes, you can. Yes, it would be great if you can speak.
Yes. Anyone? You can raise your hand, then I
Yes.
anyone want to speak? Avichal? No, we are live doing it in the auditorium. So if you will,
Okay.
the sound will double echo actually inside the room. That's why
Okay.
chatting will be the best way.
Yes, yes. Please write down
Yes.
your
The
questions
question
and
you
I.
can drop in the chat. That will be good way, I guess. Because same
Yes.
sound will go back actually. So it will be very difficult.
Yes.
But you can try. Avichal, just try once. After that, yes.
Hello, audible.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what the problem actually. So
No problem.
yeah,
Avijal, you can type down your query, your question.
yeah. Others also, if you have any question, query, you can.
Also, please, Ajay sir, please let me know if I missed anything. Uh, I was actually preparing the talk, and I suddenly got to know that it's happening at 5, so I had to rush a bit. And so if I missed something, then please let me know.
Yeah, yeah. So students can ask the if you're looking for particular information from Mr. Jay and you want to know, you can ask that directly. Not a problem. Yes.
Yes, it can be anything. It can
Yes.
literally be anything. आपको अगर मेरे बैकग्राउंड के बारे में पूछना है, मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, क्या नहीं, मेरे दिन का प्लान क्या है, वो भी आप पूछ सकते हो. Please feel free. I hope you all are typing.
Yeah, that is okay. I'm so dumb, you know. Yes.
Yes. So if anyone wants to study abroad, what could be the best way to reach there? That's a huge question. So to study abroad, um, it's altogether a different process, but I can tell you in short how it goes like. For example, if you want to apply for the University of Edinburgh, then you have to start your application by giving 7 important things. which I can tell you is statement of purpose, which I think you also need while applying for a PhD back in India. Uh, you need two letters of recommendation. You need a statement of purpose. You need a transcript, and in case your master's is with research, unlike me, then you also have to give a research proposal. So these are all the things that, and also at the same point, at the same time, you also have to give the IELTS examination certificate. So uh, all of this documents are required when you start applying for your masters or any abroad studies like undergrad, masters, or PhD, and you have to apply for the specific universities by visiting their website. um, I think the best way to start to study abroad is to start learning spoken English, because before getting into any of the top universities, you are required to give the IELTS examination, which is a bit tough considering our background. मतलब मुझे तो टफ गया था, क्योंकि मैं एक मराठी मीडियम से पला बड़ा था और मुझे ऐसा कोई पढ़ाने वाला नहीं था, तो विदाउट विदाउट एनी कोचिंग्स, विदाउट कुछ, मैंने वो आईएलटीएस एग्जाम दी थी. तो इट वाज अ बिट टफ, बट आई क्लियर्ड इट विद 8.5 पॉइंटर. सो मतलब कर सकते हैं हम. इट्स जस्ट दैट इट्स ऑल टुगेदर अ डिफरेंट एक्सपीरियंस. बट आई थिंक अगर आपको किसी आप में से किसी को भी ऐसा लगता होगा कि यू वांट टू स्टडी अब्रॉड, देन आई वुड हाईली रिकमेंड यू टू गेट अ जॉब इन आईटी सेक्टर. अभी आप डेटा साइंटिस्ट बनने वाले हो, आपको डेटा साइंस की स्किल्स आने वाली है, तो यू शुड गो एंड वर्क देयर फॉर अ फ्यू ईयर्स or a few months if you want, and then at the same time start applying for the universities, so that you are utilizing, it's like you are utilizing your time in the best way possible. मतलब आपको पैसा भी कमाना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि ये जो एंट्रेंस टेस्ट है, इनको जो डॉक्यूमेंट्स भेजना पड़ता है, इसके लिए बहुत पैसा लगता है, जो लगभग 1.5 से 2 लाख रुपए आपको लग सकते हैं. अगर आप कोचिंग नहीं लगा रहे हो, तो अगर आप कोचिंग लगा रहे हो तो उससे भी ज़्यादा लग सकते हैं. तो ऐसे आप अपना स्टडी अब्रॉड का जर्नी स्टार्ट कर सकते हो. और अगर आपको उसमें कुछ स्टडी अब्रॉड में कुछ गाइडेंस चाहिए, तो आई विल लीव माय social media handles here, and you can reach out to me. So thank you so much, madam. Nikita, Jai Bhim sir, what are the opportunities for data science in PhD, or if you know some prestigious universities or courses, please share. Yeah, sure. I do have a list of universities having PhD in data science, so I can share um, with all of you. I will share the document with Ajay sir, and he will forward that to you. But to say, I think almost all the universities abroad have PhD in data science. So if you are looking for getting into a university, then look for a university which is giving you a scholarship, because living here and managing your expenses is very expensive. तो वो सबसे पहले वो ऐसा मतलब प्रेस्टिजियस यूनिवर्सिटी तो देखो, पर एट द सेम टाइम ये भी देखो कि ऐसी कोई यूनिवर्सिटी है क्या जो हमें स्कॉलरशिप दे रही है, हमारे हमारा फुल्ली फंडेड कोर्स ले रही है. ऐसा अगर कुछ होगा तो इट वुड बी बेस्ट टू गो देयर, इवन इफ इट इज नॉट अ वेरी टॉप यूनिवर्सिटी लाइक कैम्ब्रिज, ऑक्सफोर्ड. ठीक है. How do you look at inequalities on social networking platforms on the basis of identities, especially caste slurs? That's a deep question. Um, how do you look at inequalities on social networking platform on the basis of identities, especially caste slurs? Is it like, are you asking me this in terms of um, being a data scientist, or are you just asking me casually, Avichal?
Just, yeah, he is coming and he will speak. Yeah,
Yes, yes, please.
Uh, Warm Jai Bhim, sir. Am I audible?
Hi. Yes, yes, you are.
So, I'm asking you from both point of view. Like, as a data scientist and from data ethics point of view, if I may put it that way, from
Mm-hmm.
that perspective as well, and also
Mm-hmm.
as a uh, consumer and producer of information in this digital age. So
Mm-hmm.
in that perspective, I'm trying to ask this question, like uh,
Mm.
from inside the tech industry, and as we social scientists, aspiring social scientists, we uh, look at things from the outsider perspective. So I just
Mm.
want to get
Mm.
an insider perspective so that I could use that thing
Mm.
in my research. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Avichal. I have a professor, Dr. Shannon Weller, and she is working on the ethics of data. So, uh, so we had a few case studies, including one famous scam by Facebook. Um, it happened in 2017, where Facebook shared its data with other third party applications. So I think as an individual, I feel like, I mean, whenever I get to see such casteist slurs, I feel like we can we use data science to to prevent this thing. But it feels like, uh, it feels like the data that is being generated is consistent. I've also had a conversation with my supervisor about this, and he said that, um, you know, data collection is the major challenge in it. Observing and finding patterns, or identifying such casteist slurs is not a challenge. The major challenge is to collect the data. How would you collect the data? So it again comes to the organizations, or the applications like Instagram, Facebook, to have this ethical concern in their application, so that nobody can come and put any uh, caste slurs on any or any sexist slurs. So I think it's a huge question, and the only answer that I can give you is that I'm not sure which module we can use, but I have done a small project on analyzing the comments. So I think it's there, it's possible. But yeah, I think this is the question for 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 the tech giants to incorporate this ethical concern in their applications. So I'm sure I did not answer your question correctly, but yeah, that's what I can say about the ethical concerns of data.
Segment. No.
Uh,
Yes. Yes, Jim.
Uh,
yeah. So yeah,
this
I'm so sorry. I I mean, that's what I had in my mind when I heard the term ethical data concern. So uh,
uh, if I may, if I'm audible,
You are.
uh, just a
yes, Abhijit, yeah.
I just want I just failed to note down the reference that you gave me of the author that research.
Uh-huh.
Uh, so I just want that reference so I could note it
Yeah,
down.
sure. So her name is Dr. Shannon Weller. It is Dr. Shannon. It's SHANNON if I'm not making any spell mistakes. So yeah, her name is Dr. Shannon Weller, and she is the author of AI Mirror. She recently published her book, so you can go through it, and she has done tremendous amount of research in this field. So you can go through her work. So I was a student of hers, and yeah, Her research is all about data ethics and how how sometimes the tech giants take benefit of our data, our sensitive data.
Mr. Jay, next
Yes.
comment is from Mr. Jagmohan. He says,
Yes.
Jai Bhim, I would like to know which particular things made you uh, from an average student to like scholar in tech field. Any few specific points?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I actually skipped that part because of I because of the fact that I didn't want this meeting to be very long than what we had in mind. But yeah, thank you so much, Jagmohan, for asking that question. तो हुआ ऐसा था कि this is a bit personal, तो but I can share with all of you. तो क्या हुआ था कि आई वॉज इन 12th स्टैंडर्ड, आई वॉज इन 10th स्टैंडर्ड, और मेरा मतलब एकेडमिक बैकग्राउंड इतना बेकार था कि मेरे घर वाले सिर्फ ये सोचते थे 10th के एग्जाम के वक्त कि ये कैसे तो भी पास हो जाए. And my father literally went to the school where I was supposed to give the examination and talked to the teachers and gave him a few rupees so that I can cheat. तो ऐसा मेरा मतलब 10th तक का ये था बैकग्राउंड, और चीटिंग करने के बाद में भी मुझे 58% आए थे. तो बोलना ये है कि जो मेरे लाइफ का टर्निंग पॉइंट था वो 11th 12th में आया था. मुझे अभी भी याद है कि मेरी मम्मी, मेरी मेरी माँ मुझे मिलने के लिए आई थी हैदराबाद में, और मैं जिस हाई स्कूल में पढ़ाई कर रहा था वो बहुत ज़्यादा एक्सपेंसिव थी. तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि मुझे और मेरे भाई को छोड़ के, मेरा एक भाई है जो मेरे साथ पढ़ता था, घर के पास में रहता है वो, तो हम दोनों को छोड़ के वहाँ पे कोई भी शायद लो कास्ट स्टूडेंट से होगा, ये मुझे नहीं लगता था. तो अभी जब मेरी माँ मुझे मिलने के लिए आई थी, मुझे अभी भी पता है कि मैं रिसेप्शन में बैठा था, मेरी माँ आई और वो फिर मतलब फीस देने के लिए कुछ 35,000 रुपीज की फीस देनी थी मेरी मम्मी को. तो मेरे मम्मी ने मेरी मम्मी लाइन में लगी, और उसके पास शायद कुछ पैसे कम थे, उसके पास 28-27,000 कुछ रुपीस थे. तो हुआ यूं कि मेरी मम्मी लिटरली मतलब बहुत ज्यादा नाराज होके वहां से उस क्यू से बाहर निकली और मेरे पास में आके बैठी, और मैं तभी भी वैसा ही था. मतलब आई यूज टू नॉट केयर, आई यूज टू नॉट केयर व्हाट माय पेरेंट्स आर डूइंग. तो मैं मतलब उतना कुछ डैम नहीं दे रहा था. तो फिर मैंने देखा कि मेरे मम्मी हैड लिटरली begged फॉर मनी टू माय अदर फ्रेंड्स पेरेंट्स. तो मेरे जो बाकी के जो दोस्त हैं उनके पेरेंट्स को मेरे मम्मी ने लिटरली रोते हुए पैसे मांगे थे कि मैं मेरे बच्चे को पढ़ा सकूं, इसलिए अगर आप मुझे 5,000 रुपये या फिर 10,000 रुपये कुछ दे सकते होगे तो दो, ताकि मैं इसकी फीस पे करूं और मेरे बच्चे को पढ़ाऊं. तो वो जो मोमेंट था जो मैंने ऑब्जर्व किया, तो तब मुझे बहुत बहुत ही बुरा लगा. उस दिन फिर मैंने मेरे दोस्तों से बात नहीं की, 2-3 दिन मैंने बात नहीं की. मुझे बहुत बुरा इस चीज का लगता था कि मेरे घर वाले इतनी मेहनत करते हैं, इतना रात दिन काम करते हैं, और फिर भी मैं मतलब मेरे पढ़ाई पे फोकस नहीं करता हूँ. मेरे पापा के बारे में बताता हूँ आपको. अभी भी शायद अगर मैं फोन करूँ पापा को और बोलूँ कि क्या कर रहे हो, तो पापा बोलेंगे कि आई एम स्टिल ड्राइविंग द ट्रक. मेरे पापा बहुत ज्यादा हार्ड वर्किंग आदमी है, और वो मतलब despite he earns very less, he has a spirit of educating his child. And मतलब मुझे अभी भी याद है कि मेरे पापा मेरी मम्मी मुझे बोल रही थी, मैंने रिसेंटली मतलब उसी पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम में मैंने मेरे मम्मी से पूछा कि मम्मी, पापा तो सिर्फ साल के 1 लाख रुपए कुछ कमाते हैं, क्योंकि मेरे पापा की सैलरी 8,000 समथिंग थी तब. अभी भी शायद ज्यादा नहीं है, अभी 10,000 होगी. तो मेरे मैंने ये मम्मी को क्वेश्चन पूछा, तो मेरे मम्मी ने बोला कि जय, जस्ट टू टीच यू, तेरे पापा अब पहले सुबह 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 9 से शाम के 6 बजे तक काम करते थे, लेकिन अभी सुबह सुबह 6 से मतलब रात के 3 बजे तक काम करते हैं. तो ये जो मतलब उस दिन फिर मुझे बहुत ज्यादा मतलब बुरा लगा, बहुत ज्यादा क्या कहते हैं सेल्फ रियलाइजेशन हुआ कि आई शुड फोकस ऑन माई स्टडीज. और फिर मैंने मतलब मेरे दोस्तों से बात करना वगैरह कम कर दिया, और एग्जाम जो थी वो कुछ 5-6 महीने बाद थी, बोर्ड की एग्जाम। तो आई स्टडीड वेरी हार्ड, रिजल्ट आया, रिजल्ट आने के बाद में आई गॉट, आई मीन आई मतलब इतना ज्यादा खुश था मैं कि मैंने फिर मेरे पापा को फोन किया और मैंने पूछा कि पापा क्या कर रहे हो। तो पापा ने बोला कि जय मैं गाड़ी चला रहा हूँ। मैंने बोला कि पापा आपको बताना था रिजल्ट लगा है। तो मेरे पापा बोल रहे थे, अच्छा जय सुन, अगर फेल हुआ होगा तो कुछ नहीं होगा, दैट्स टोटली फाइन। मैंने बोला कि पापा फेल तो नहीं हुआ हो, अच्छा तो फिर भी अगर कम भी मार्क्स आए होंगे तो कोई बात नहीं। फिर मैंने पापा को बोला कि नहीं पापा वैसा भी नहीं है। तो फिर पापा ने पूछा कि परसेंटेज बताएगा। मैंने बोला हाँ। तो मुझे पापा 90% आए। तो पापा मेरे इतने ज्यादा खुश हो गए थे कि आई स्टिल रिमेम्बर दैट फीलिंग, वो उनके जो वर्ड्स थे। तो ऐसा लगता है कि वो मेरे लाइफ का एक चेंजिंग मतलब लाइफ चेंजिंग पॉइंट था। तो हाँ, सॉरी आई आई मतलब ये बहुत ज्यादा पर्सनल था, लेकिन आई हैड टू शेयर इट। और हाँ, तो थैंक यू सो मच जगमोहन।
Yes, yes.
uh,
Now,
Matesh,
okay.
your life story really inspired us. Thank you for your time and enthusiasm, Jai Bhim. Thank you so much. I feel proud, and I feel very privileged that my story inspired you, and I hope that I will see all of you becoming wonderful, fantastic uh, data scientists from our community who are working for the betterment.
Mr. Jay,
So
this
yes.
our friend Jagmohan, he came all the way from Odisha. Mr. Mathe,
Oh.
he came from Chennai, and and our friend Avichal, he came from
Uh-huh.
JNU. So and
Wow.
right, right, okay. Now we have Madhuri. She's doing
Yes.
PhD in SOAS, and she was
Okay.
for fieldwork in Delhi, and she also joined
Okay.
us, and she is coming next to speak to you.
Oh, wow. Okay. So I'll just wrap up as soon as I can.
Yes, yes,
Uh, how many minutes I have? Uh,
Okay, I have a question to ask.
yes.
I am not a speaker. I
Yes,
have
please.
a question to ask you. Thank you
Yes,
so
please.
much for sharing your story. I think it's very inspiring um
Thank
yeah it's and from the way you spoke it you seem to be quite passionate and determined, and I think that that has an influence on all the people who are hearing. What I wanted to know was that it's not always a stroke of luck that uh,
True.
that you step on to the paths of success, because belonging to the marginalized communities, generally when people step from one switch from one career or one uh, area to another, uh, usually a failure is awaiting. But in your case, we see success. Uh,
Yeah.
what I wanted to know was there a role of a mentor, or
Hmm.
it was just a stroke of luck, which very few amongst the community face? And if there was a mentor, then how did the mentorship, as in your relationship with your mentor, worked? And yeah, as in if you would encourage people to have go on mentorship programs, then what are the things that they should watch out for?
Yeah. Thank you so much. Actually, I think my disprivilege was the fact that I had no mentors in the field of data science, to be very honest. But I had mentors who were, teaching me and guiding me throughout the journey. So I still remember the name of, my uncle, advocate Ram Khobragade. He was the founding member of BAMSAFE, DS4, and BSP, and he was consistently guiding me to study abroad and get the things done. And let me extrapolate the things a bit. So I actually applied for about 21 universities. I remember that very correctly. And out of them, I guess 13 to 14 universities had rejected me. So I think success was not there earlier. But I kept on applying for the universities, and learned from my own mistakes, and that's how I made my way to the University of Edinburgh. uh, I think what we sometimes you know, I mean, whenever we see someone, standing there and giving a talk, or like, explaining his things, then we feel that that we really don't know the stories. But yeah, I can tell you that. तो हुआ यूं था कि मतलब बहुत बार फेल्योर आया, बहुत बार एंट्रेंस एग्जाम्स दी थी, उसमें भी फेल्योर फेल्योर आया था। तो ऐसा तो बिल्कुल नहीं है कि इट वाज अ मैटर ऑफ लक, टू बी ऑनेस्ट। But yeah, I kept on consistently applying for the universities, and I feel really bad about the fact that I didn't get a mentor like Ajay sir. And I think back then, back then, uh, this kind of initiatives were also not there. So
And I think that is where, Jai, we felt that we should have, like, we have many institutes, no, who doing charitable work,
yes,
entrance exam and all, but we
yeah,
want to exactly target the data science area actually. So
exactly.
thank you.
Yeah, and that's why I feel like you are doing a very nice, very good work. I mean that's my personal observation, to be very honest. Just because of the fact that I have been through it, I have observed how companies work, how the corporate sectors, work. So, upon my experience, I feel that there should be more representation. The spaces should be more inclusive. So yeah,
So,
so I really appreciate your
Right,
work. Yes, sir.
we have two more questions. Let's
Yes,
take
please.
5 minutes more and we'll summarize, wrap it up. So next is
Yeah.
from Sham, and Sham is a PhD student in Jamia University, right? And you belong to Delhi. He is from Bihar. So his question,
Okay.
hello Jay, thank you so much for your insightful talk. Could you please guide us through the some of the fully funded PhD social science in Europe and USA? And is it possible for social science students to get into PhD without having any teaching or job experiences?
Yes, a very nice question. I am in the process of applying for a PhD, so I can answer this very well. Uh, तो श्याम जी कैसा है कि मतलब अगर आपको इफ यू वांट टू अप्लाई फॉर अ पीएचडी अब्रॉड, so the best part of doing PhD abroad is that you don't have to appear for any entrance exams except the English language test, which is not very difficult. तो आपको क्या करना है, अगर इफ यू वांट टू डू अ पीएचडी इन सोशल साइंसेस and any other subjects, then what you have to do is you just have to email your professor that you want to work under, and they will, I mean, you just have to tell, send them your research proposal, your idea of what you want to study, and why you think that professor could be of help, and how you can contribute to the research outcomes of the university that you are applying for. तो ये बहुत बहुत easy process है. Even it is easier than masters, because for masters you need a lot of documents, including I mean, the only thing is that for masters there is a usual application process, but for PhD you have to reach out to the professor first and then apply through the website. तो एडमिशन लेना यूरोप में या यूएसए में थोड़ा इजी हो जाता है.
And
और
hey, yeah, bhai, due to the shortage of time, actually, I'm interrupting.
yes,
Actually, we have a dedicated session
okay,
by Damni Can, and
okay,
she recently got PhD
yes,
fellowship for University of
yes,
Cambridge, and we
yeah, I
have a
know her very
dedicated
well.
session for this, how to apply abroad. So I think you
Yeah,
are,
okay, okay, okay.
it
And
will
then
be
I
answered
think
that, hai na? So
Damni
you
will
can go to
handle
that.
this thing very
Yes,
well.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
So let's go to
Okay.
the
So,
next question by Nikita.
okay,
If
Nikita, if we do not have a data science background, then will it be tough to fulfill the course objectives in abroad universities? No, 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 not really. So they do have this thing called pre-session courses. और उसमें क्या करते हैं वो कि आपको अगर if you don't have background in data science and computer science or any other field that you want to go into, तो वो आपके लिए कुछ मतलब इंफॉर्मेशन सेशंस रखते हैं, कुछ क्लासेस रखते हैं थ्रू विच यू कैन लर्न दोस थिंग्स एंड देन study it in your masters or PhD. So, or the last question is how we can extract data from I think Ajay sir can answer this very well than me. So
yes,
yeah,
until you know that Elon Musk bought Twitter, the API
yeah,
was easily accessible, Twitter API, and people were doing the web scraping easily. but now it is not that easy. But still, there must be technique, I guess. And even it is beyond my expertise. I know web scraping is there, and you can get the data through that. So let me see if I can answer this question to Avichal later. Right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, Avichal.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. It was really nice meeting all of you. And thank you so much, Ajay sir, for having me. Jai
We were
Bhim.
not listening, we were answering. Yes. Okay. So, Javai, thank you so much for giving your time in your busy schedule. And I hope our participants learn a lot from you. And still, Javai is on LinkedIn, and you can, I
Yes.
hope if you say that you heard him in SARA Institute, you definitely interact with you and share more
Yes.
information with you, right? So he also
Thank
has a
you.
time constant, and we too have. So let's wrap it up. So thank you so much,
Thank you.
Javai. And
Thank
see
you
you.
so much.
Yeah,
Thank you
thank you
so
to all
much.
the participants. Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Jai Bhim. Hope to see you all again soon.